So today's video almost didn't happen because of the very thing that I want to talk about in this video is that I just think too much about everything that can happen, every possibility, what's going on around me, and none of that really matters. So let's talk a little bit about overthinking in general. So, so I don't know if you guys are like me, but when it comes to content creating and creating stuff for YouTube, I get into this habit of I have an idea, I have something that I want to record, and then when I go to record it, I start to overthink. And I get into this zone of just thinking of everything that can happen, thinking of how to record it, what to do, all these things, and I actually don't get a chance to record the video that I had in mind in the first place. So I started to think a lot about overthinking. Funny, huh? Thinking about overthinking. I started to think about it and why it happens and why it stops us creatives from actually doing the things that we want to do because we want to do it, right? You had a YouTube idea because you want to do it. You're not thinking of these things because you're being forced. It's because your creative side wants to do it. So then why do we stop ourselves? And that's what I wanted to share in this video, kind of why we go through this overthinking phase, and then, what are the things that we can do to kind of overcome it and get over it, right? Basically stop overthinking. And it really made me wonder that I think the main reason why we even start to overthink is just because of like the possibilities, right? What is the unknown? All these variables that we just don't know what's going to happen, right? Are we going to talk properly in the camera? Is it going to be good lighting? Do we have our script down? Are we going to get kicked out of the place that we want to record it? Whatever the case is, there's so many things that we basically can tell ourselves, and it stops us from actually doing it. But basically, all of these things are things that have not even happened, and we're just creating in our own mind. So we're stopping ourselves by creating all these false scenarios that don't exist. I think another thing that kind of causes this is just the lack of self-control that we have overall. Actually, let me put you guys down real quick. I found this beautiful spot and I really wanted to use it. What I mean, like the lack of self-control is when it comes to creating content, sometimes we feel like we need to have everything down pat. We need to have it 100%. Everything has to be ready, written down, the right lens, the right setup, the right tone, speech. Everything has to be so clear. And this lack of self-control also goes into like perfectionism, where we strive to be 100% perfect and we think that we're just gonna get destroyed and tore down by the world because we uploaded something imperfect or we did some type of imperfect work. And that's so stupid because obviously we're not going to have control over everything, and we're not shooting a full, $1 million budget film where we have to control everything. Life happens, and that's what I think that we just need to do is record life as it's happening. And yeah, control what you can beforehand, but besides that, just let it ride, right? Perfectionism doesn't even exist. Just go for it and hopefully get a good outcome. You know what I mean? And that kind of leads into my next segment. Because of the lack of control, because of the perfectionism, then we speak negatively to ourselves. And in our minds, we can say, look at you, you don't even have the right vlogging setup. You don't even have the right gear. You don't know what you're talking about. You're inexperienced. You're not going to have a good lighting. Nobody's going to watch your videos. All of these things are just negative self-talk that we do because of that perfectionism that leads us to overthinking. So you see how everything just kind of goes together. Everything just runs together. So we have to stop it and cut it off. And a lot of that negative self-talk also leads back to like past experiences. Yeah, maybe we failed at something before, but that doesn't mean that we're going to fail at it again. That doesn't make any sense. Like, of course, like when you were a baby, you were learning how to walk. Yeah, you failed how many times learning how to walk, but eventually you're walking now, right? Do you have to even think about walking? No. But imagine just because you trip over today, now you stop trying to walk ever again in your life. You see how it doesn't make sense? It's the same thing that comes to our creative work. Just because we might have failed one time or we might have not done something correct as perfect as we thought, doesn't mean that we should stop. That just gives another opportunity to do it again. And next time you do it, it's gonna come out good. And maybe it'll come out perfect. But we need to stop letting past experiences dictate our future possibilities. And we need to stop negative talking ourselves when we have so much potential to give. And I know what you're thinking. We can't stop overthinking. You're thinking about overthinking. That's a problem. And we can't escape it. We're human. It's what we do, especially as creatives. We create the future, right? We're futurists. We create possibilities of what could be, of what may be, of what might be. And a lot of those times we create something negative in the future. So then what can we do to overcome that? What can we do to stop that? Well, one of the things that we can do is actually just be in the moment. Practice what's known as mindfulness. Practice being in the moment. When you're in a situation, just be present. See what's happening, see what's going on, and see what you can do. Instead of thinking about what could happen, what might happen, what may happen, just think about what can you do in the given situation and make the best of it. This is one of the best things that we can do to stop overthinking. Because when we're overthinking, we're thinking about what's going to happen. We're thinking about the future. We're thinking about over there. But we need to be thinking about here because the creation part happens here. It happens right now. It happens in the moment. So if you're not present in the moment, if you're not being mindful of where you are, then you're not going to create. So to stop overthinking, stay here, be present, and create the moment that you're in. I found these beautiful, beautiful practical lights. I just had to use them. Don't they look good? But going back to the topic, since we do overthink and we think of negative things in the future, then we have to start learning how to recognize these negative thoughts. And we have to challenge these negative thoughts with what ifs. I think what if is one of the best questions that we can use in our defense, because what if I do a good job? What if I record this great? What if this becomes one of my best videos? What if I love this shot? What if I love this scene? What if I love this conversation? What if? That question is going to save us instead of what happens if, or what if I don't? You know, instead of what if I don't, what if it comes out good? We need to start realizing and recognizing those negative thoughts and turning it into positive ones and just challenge them. Whenever you say I can't, then challenge it with I can. I can get the shot. I can record this video. Watch me do this in one take. This is the type of things that we need in order to overcome the overthinking and all of these negative thoughts that we usually get. So since we're gonna overthink regardless, give yourself a time to overthink. Maybe the day before, right? The day before an event, the day before a shoot. Overthink every possible thing. Overthink everything. And then when you're there on the shoot, stop overthinking, because now you're there. Now you're in the moment, and now it's time to create. So just give yourself some time, give yourself a space to overthink these things. But once that time frame is over, cut it off and do the thing. So another way to overcome overthinking is get out of your head. Talk to somebody. Talk to a friend. Talk to a therapist. Talk to your notebook, like to your journal, right? We need to get out of our heads, because the more we are in our heads is causing us to doubt and to think. But if we say it out loud, then we realize that we're just being foolish. And friends can help with that. They can tell you, stop being foolish. Do it. You're great. They can give you the positive feedback that you might need. Same thing with a therapist. Even journaling it down, writing your thoughts out, lets you express it fully for you to realize, man, maybe I am just overthinking it and it's not that serious. So I hope I'm not being long-winded. I'm trying to wrap this up. I'll add one more thing, and then I'll give you guys a last nugget that I think helps the most when it comes to overthinking and the whole creative process of things. Another thing that you can do is honestly keep yourself busy. Keep yourself busy, keep yourself on a schedule. If you have things to do, you ain't got time to overthink. So if you keep yourself busy and you got work, you got the gym, you got video games to play, right? But then you also have that slot for creativity. If you only have that 1 hour, 2 hours to create something, guess what? You can't afford to overthink. You got to get it done. So keep yourself busy. Don't give yourself too much time. If you have the whole day to create something, you ain't gonna do it. But if you got 1 hour to create something, it's a good possibility that you're gonna actually get that thing done. So just keep yourself busy, have a bunch of activities. And then when it comes to the creation part, you're actually going to create and do something. All right, and this is the last thing I'll say on this matter is just go easy on yourself. Give yourself a chance. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes at some point. I got these clouds that just keep changing and I don't know how to adjust the exposure. So what I want to say is that even the people who you think are the greatest, are perfect, your favorite photographer and filmmaker, and all these people, they make mistakes. Everybody you look up to, they still make mistakes. They still use the wrong settings for things. Because we're all human. And that's the thing, is we're all human. Stop overthinking. The human experience is the most imperfect thing to exist. So trying to perfect it and calculate it is always going to lead to a burnout and to nothing. So go easy on yourself, have fun. Remember why you're creating in the first place, why you're doing it, and just have a good time with it. Honestly, I hope this video helped you guys out. I needed it the most. I overthink so many things. While shooting every segment, I overthought everything, but I think it's gonna turn out fine. And guess what? If it doesn't turn out fine, then I'm gonna learn for the next time. So I hope you guys really appreciated this video and hope you guys stop overthinking. Let me know what was your favorite point, if there was a favorite point that you got out of this, or let me know what's your next project. I would love to see what you guys are working on. And thanks again for watching the video. I'm Super Manny, and I hope you guys stay super and keep doing incredible things. Until next time. Why are you still here? Go. Go do the thing. Go create something.